And hello everyone, Gabe the Izzard here. I am, as you see, at Lake Chico State Park here in the Mississippi Delta. Mississippi River is just right over there, straight over the levee into the river. I am here on September 3rd, spending the night last night and tonight. About to check in at the visitor center because we came after hours. This is state park number so-and-so. I'll have to find that out. But we're going to explore this little place and the surrounding areas. Go ahead, tag along. Starting here at the visitor center. Right here. We are sitting about 2 miles away from the old county seat of Columbia. It got moved because of the Mississippi River eroding the banks. And here you go. Great River Road Interpretive Center. This shows you. There's the mouth of the the old man travels all the way from Lake Itasca in Minnesota all the way down to Louisiana. All checked in. And as with most visitor center, they have a nice little nature room. It has some of the local wildlife that you might encounter. Bears, fox, beavers, ducks, and the occasional bobcat. And people. Given a bird's eye view, we're here. There's the Mississippi. So after the Battle of Jenkins Ferry, which we visited that state park, I moved down here into Chico County and met up with some riverboats. Interesting. Everything correlates. Got a little battleground scene. There. Looks like he knows he's on film. Get me out of here! And there's plenty of knickknacks and snacks and trinkets. The state park is a pretty small one. It has a nature trail that we're not going to walk on because it's rainy, and a pool that is closed. We're still going to go kind of check things out. The nature trail is right behind the visitor center, right there. I don't even know how long it is. It's not even on the website. I will say the mosquitoes are severe. Severe. We got here last night just setting up. They were biting and attacking, and they were large. The person that was staying across from us actually went into the store and bought some mosquito spray and was like spraying the area because it was so bad. Point to note, the pool is closed, but I wanted to show the pool. I think it closed at the first week of August. It's already a little funky, but it's a nice pool. And just to show you, mosquitoes already, oh my gosh, attacking. Stay on the move. They have multiple pavilions to rent, and this is one of them. Here's the lake, Lake Chico. Great for fishing and fun. And then they have a bake shop right here. And then the boat loading ramp right down there. There are lots of RVers out here in Area A. We're in Area B, not so many. Behind the visitor center are two different camping areas, one with cabins and one with RVs, and it has a playground for the youths right over here by the cabins. And when I say cabin, I mean more like a duplex. Do not dump your fish remains in the garbage. So they do have a restroom and shower for each campsite. But unfortunately, the one in our campsite is closed. And it is in wretched shape. Like it hasn't been opened in a long time. I'm not gonna lie, we're in campsite B, and it's probably a little one of the rougher campsites. Just take a look here. There's not as many people here, but even the back ends, like this is their back end, the grass has grown up. I just don't think it's used as much. I think more people use the one on the lake side, but this is more of a last minute, and that's what happened with us. We did this last minute. So on a Labor Day weekend, you get what you get, and don't throw a fit. I did try to get one next to the bathroom though. That's our setup. Would have been nice. So this is the road that is coming out of the state park, which I showed you at the very beginning. The levee is right up here. The Mississippi River is behind it. So Lake Chico State Park is close to Lake Village, as you can see on this sign, maybe, and also Greenville, Mississippi. So if you type in your GPS to go to Greenville, Mississippi, it will have you take a left right here.
Actually, it will have you take a right
and get to Greenville, Mississippi this way. But what will happen is you will be on top of the levee for about 9 miles, and it's a dirt road on top of the levee. It's a good road, and it's an adventurous drive, but just know that if you're carrying an RV or something like that, not to go that way. Go around, take a left, and it'll reroute you, and go around the Lake Village way. Much easier drive. So this is a interesting historical monument. Charles Lindbergh experienced engine trouble here and landed by an abandoned golf course on the other side of the lake. And he remained in Lake Village overnight. He took his host, Mr. Henry, for a moonlight flight down the Mississippi River and over Lake Village. It was the first time that Lindbergh had flown after dark. And there is a monument here for Charles Lindbergh made his first night flight here in 1923. That's interesting. And Lake Chico is what is called an oxbow. It is a part of the old Mississippi River like when it flooded, it would just make these little offshoots and then water would stand. And that's what we have here today, an oxbow called Lake Chico. So the town is Lake Village, which is right across the lake from Lake Chico State Park. And there is an enormous water tower that I would assume is not being used anymore. There's no climbing on the water tower, but there is a ladder on the side of it. And it's right across from a fishing pier and a little city park. It's right here in the middle of downtown Lake Village. So here's the Chico County Courthouse. Here, not really this town square, but a square. I just met a mayoral candidate, Antonio Rucker. He's going to have an interview there. And here in the center of the street is a Confederate statue commemorating the Confederate soldiers that fought in the Civil War. And right across is the Jack Rhodes Lakefront Park. And as I was talking to the mayoral candidate, he said that Lake Chico is the largest oxbow lake in North America. I didn't know that. It was really nice to meet him and chat him up, and good luck to him. He had some good knowledge of Lake Village, and he's pretty passionate about the things that he would like to see for the city. And he's over there having an interview right now. That's, the people live here now?
From the 20s, it was an old hotel, now it's an apartment complex.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That was the mayoral candidate, Tony Rutger. And here in the town of Lake Village, next to these railroad tracks, is the New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. Jim Kelly, a slave, organized this church in 1860. His owner allowed the use of this plot of ground on which to build a church. On May 15th, 1873, Mr. and Mrs. Williams B. Streets deeded the property to the trustees of the church. New Hope Missionary Baptist Church claims to be the oldest black church in the state of Arkansas. And it's under the new water tower, and there are lots of graves around here. Harriet Taylor died in 1920. A lot of people died in 1920. There it is. If only there was a string on this so I could ring that bell. It's really weird that all these headstones are just right here. So we made it to the Mount Holly Plantation, which is infested with mosquitoes. It's in the freaking pouring rain, and it is an old plantation. I have no idea what this is about, what's going on. I just know that it was listed here. There's no trespassing, there's no warning signs or no trespassing signs. So I'm entering. Arches. Nothing is left but brick. The mosquitoes are swarming like you would never believe. I guess this would be a foyer. There's a gas line right there. That's an exterior wall. It would be on some sort of inside right here. Chimney. The amount of mosquitoes that are on my legs. There's no way that I'm going to leave here without getting West Nile virus. So this would have had a wood floor because that's where the wood would have gone through. It would have been up a higher level. And this is a fireplace. Had gas, so I mean it's not, it had been modernized some. You can see the burnt timbers. I guess this house is burnt down and it's been gone long enough that trees actually have grown up through the house. Second level up there. Huge doorways. I'd love to see, I'm gonna have to do some research to find out what in the heck happened to this place and what it was. I'm standing in an arch right now of a doorway. The mosquitoes are insane. This would obviously have to be like the back side of the house. Bricks leading up. More gas pipes out there. Did I mention mosquitoes? All right, I'm gonna try to walk around the back side of it. There is some sort of like little driving path. It's back here. One of those old plantation trees. The mosquitoes are so outrageous. We're out on the banks of the Lake Washington. Oh, there's a shot from behind. House would have been right in here. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, but the dadgum mosquitoes are just incredible. Look, there's a satellite dish. They had satellite TV at one time, so this had to probably burn down in maybe the 80s or something. I have to just keep my legs going. This looks like it would have been maybe the driveway originally. Maybe this was the front coming in. It would make sense because there's two big trees with something written on them, spray painted. I can't make it out. There's a propane tank right there. It's been pushed over. Somebody has spray painted on there. What's this thing? Rick. I can't make it out. I can't even think because of the amount of mosquitoes. I have to keep my feet moving. This is pretty incredible. I wish it wasn't raining. I would come out here and really do some looking. The chimney. It's pretty neat. So we made the escape from the plantation, Mount Holly plantation, and the mosquitoes from Hades. Now we're at the Swan Lake Slough. We're about to see the Swan Lake Mounds right down here. Just about 2 miles from the Mount Holly plantation. Okay, I'm back in mosquito heaven. All right, so this is the thing. It says Swan Lake Mounds, and here's a mound right here. It's hard to see, but this is one right here. The mosquitoes are intense, I'm not gonna lie. And this right here is an Indian mound that I'm walking on. It stretches around here. The low levels are right there, but this is it. This is a mound that I'm on right here. And there is some sort of a box right there. I don't know what that is. But this is the Swan Lake Mounds. There's probably more down in here. It kind of goes back in that way. The mosquitoes are ridiculous again. So the mounds, the Swan Lake Mounds, are in the Yazoo Wildlife Refuge, not a management, refuge, which enters right there. And this is a body of water that has some funky stuff in it. I was hoping to maybe see a gator head or something like that. There's no telling. But I can tell you one thing. The mosquitoes aren't too bad up here on the bridge. And another New Hope Baptist Church. This one here in Mississippi. Of course, they have a few grave sites. Ooh, this one's actually kind of sunk in. There's probably actually lots of them that aren't marked. Though that one says 1886. Oh, mosquitoes. Pretty crazy, pretty wild. There, this is a 2019 project to do a refurb. It needs it. Gosh. It's crazy the amount of mosquitoes that are just here. Of course, there's water everywhere. Oh, I just stepped in a big pile of grass. And more graves over here. Just thought it was a pretty cool spot to stop. It is nearly impossible to stop at any place and take a look. Oh, look, there's some old pews. Oh, all right. Yeah, there's water everywhere. It's sloughs. Slough City. Keep on traveling and experiencing new places. Even though the Indian mounds were kind of a bust. Farm equipment. And now we have reached Leland, Mississippi, the birthplace of Kermit the Frog, an exhibit of the Jim Henson's Delta boyhood. And this is where we are going. It's in Washington County, right here off the freeway. So Leland is the birthplace of Jim Henson, the creator of the Muppets, puppeteer of Dark Crystal, The Labyrinth. This is a great exhibit, including pictures and letters, memorabilia from his work. Lots of Muppet memorabilia. I actually even have some of these glasses back there. Most of all, Kermit was the most well-known. The Muppets were his creation, but my favorite of all is that guy, Gonzo. He's a weirdo. A sweet gift shop with lots of memorabilia. Cookie Monster puppets. Ernie. Dead Bert and Ernie. Here's a cool deck that overlooks this little slough here. There is a walking bridge, but it is in disrepair and they're supposed to be repairing it, she said. So, no walking on the bridge. There are, however, lots of bubbles in the water. Could be a gator. I do have to say, this is a pretty awesome place to come and stop. Not a mosquito out here. It's the first time that we've been outside by a body of water and mosquitoes haven't attacked us, which is very nice. We picked up some souvenirs and we're out of here. Jim Henson, the Muppets, Fraggle Rock. Adios, boyhood home of Jim Henson. And now we've made a stop at the Winterville Mounds, part of the Mississippi Mounds touring track. Museum's closed. Admission is free. The mounds and the grounds are open. This is not built in an Indian mound, but it is kind of made to look that way. No climbing. Well, there's only one other car here. They're parked right there. Gonna go look at some Indian mounds. Right around this hill. Here's an old replica of a dugout canoe. Mounds B and C right there, according to this brochure and this information placard. They say that C over here had structure on it. Or no, that's not structure. That's what C would look like, and B and A. A is somewhere else. Over there. Where the tree is, it's Mound D. And then this little hump would be Mound E. And then directly over here on the left, right here, is Mound F, followed by G in the back. They all kind of follow a similar lined pattern. They're doing some excavating on Mound A. Then back behind the fence is Mound K and L right over there in those bushes. This is Mound F G, and then H is on the other side of those trees where you can't see. It's gotten warm. Well, that was just a real short walk. I mean, the museum is right there. But it is cool to see some ancient history. You go to Europe and you see buildings that have withstood the test of time for 1,000 years. We don't have that in the United States of America, but we do have some earthen mounds that have lasted for centuries. Pretty neat. A bell. Satisfaction. So, after a long day of driving and sightseeing, we ended up going to Lakeport Plantation, and I didn't video any of it because as soon as we walked in, we basically crashed a family reunion, and they accepted us in. They showed us this house. We did go to a catfish dinner that they had. We bought tickets to the catfish dinner, that being said. But we ended up hanging out with people that were descendants of the owners of this plantation. And that was one of the coolest places that I've ever visited just willy-nilly. Or they really focused a lot on the history. That was really cool. But I'm ending the day here at the restrooms, the bathhouse. This is a very decent restroom. They are multi-sexed, and I'll just give you a little very clean toilet, shower, everything that you need, including me. So, I am full of catfish. I am going to bed, and we are going to another state park tomorrow. Just like this. Just like that. I am back, safe and sound, at my house, but I've discovered that the video was too long. It was over an hour, so I'm gonna break it up into 2 parts. Day 1, day 2. So this is the end of day 1. Stay tuned for day number 2, starting in the next video.